Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, 'cause real women don't bitch, no. Real women don't, 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 real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, Auguste Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey, welcome back. Today's topic is about to be more sensitive than others. We are going to talk about body image and weight loss. Ooh, why would I bring up this topic? I'm going to be honest with you. We can't ignore this stuff. We've got to address the issues, right? I want every woman who listens to this podcast to be successful. And one of the most powerful components of what I do is mindset work. And I work with women all the time and I say, you need to do this, you need to do that. And they got all of these steps, these strategies. But at the end of the day, in addition to the steps and the strategies, they've got to have the mind. They have to have the heart and the will and the spirit to push forward through some crap. And body image and weight loss, those issues are very real. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. And the only way you usually can open up the door for someone to talk about an issue is if you go ahead and bring the issue up first. For that reason, I'm going to do what I always do and use myself as an example. I have a book coming out and it is called Don't Bitch About It, Be About It. And one of the things I talk about is shame, because so many of us as women, we deal with shame. I make the comment that if you want to know how to teach a woman shame, all you have to do is teach her to keep secrets. And when we keep secrets, when we don't address the things that are bothering us, the impact that it's having on us emotionally, physically, mentally, whatever, we give those things more power than they deserve. And there are so many women out there right now who could be killing it in business and you're not because you have body image issues. Now, I'm specifically going to talk about weight loss, but please understand this component, this segment is still going to be beneficial because it could be with your skin tone and acne and other issues like that. You just have to keep things in their proper context. But I remember when I started my business and I was posting stuff online and I would look at these people and they'd have these amazing pictures of themselves and they would be promoting their brand by having images with them on it and all of these fancy words, and they weren't even necessarily paying top dollar. They may have went to a decent photographer, but they were going on Canva and they were doing all of these shots and they were looking great. Eventually, I was going to need to do the same thing, but I didn't want to, because I had an issue with my weight. Let me take you back a little bit. I have always been what has been called a brick house, the 36, 26, 36. But because I have a for real, like, oh God, I'm voluptuous and I absolutely love that about myself. I actually have more of like a 34, 22, 38, or something like that, depending on my dimensions at that moment. And so I've always had this very petite waist and a derriere that was really big, the kind of things that people are actually going to get Brazilian butt, injections and stuff like that. I've been blessed to be like that naturally. Well, over the years, between the stress of a divorce, having 4 kids, 2 vaginal, 2 C-sections, dealing with the changes in the hormones and the foods and what's in them, just so many different things. Every single year, weight would just creep up on me. And I would look in the mirror when I would put on my clothes, and I would hate to go shopping because it was already difficult for me to find clothes that would fit my body type anyway, let alone I have to fit my body type and for me to look good in them and for them to fit my size, especially since I was going into the plus sizes. Eventually, going back to the business, I need to get comfortable with this thing, right? I need to not pay attention to the weight that I've gained and just be comfortable in my own skin. I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to make sure that people never see anything other than my neck up. That's just how I felt. I didn't want to do anything extra. I really wanted to try to make sure that I hid myself. Well, what would end up happening is I would see that Facebook Live videos were the thing. And that is how you got out there and you made sure that people got a chance to see you and know you. And when I was caught up for just a moment, for me, it didn't last very long because I was like, the hell with that. I've got to get out here and beast this thing. I was like, oh man, I got to do live videos and people are going to see me. And then that's when other image issues came in. I'm not really into makeup, but I was looking at the lighting and whether or not my skin looked good, whether or not my brows were done, if my makeup was right. And it was really, really difficult. And I would find myself having to push through these things every time I had to do a live video. And I don't know where you guys are, where you stand with this, but how many times do you do that? Do you look and you're like, okay, I need to hold the camera up higher or lower, or how do I get it straight? Is it showing my double chin? I don't necessarily like the way my hair is now, and I haven't gotten it cut recently. What kind of things are you thinking about? Have you entertained doing some type of live video or any kind of video, but you just didn't move forward because you didn't feel like you looked pretty? You didn't feel like you look like how you should look if you're going to represent a business. If that has been your struggle, I want to tell you right now to take those thoughts and I want you to trash them. One thing that happens when we share our stories and we share our struggles, we kill the potency of whatever that issue is. As long as it feels like the issue is just you, then it has power. But when you realize that there are several other women out there that are dealing with the exact same thing that you're dealing with, then you can get excited about being you. Here's the reality of what I had to face. Number one, I understood that this mission, that my purpose in life was so important and extremely powerful, and there were women out there that needed me. Number two, I realized exactly what I just said to you prior to this statement, that there were other women out there who felt just like me, who needed someone who was going to be brave and was going to stand out there, who didn't necessarily have the money to make them look Hollywood-ish, but just could be comfortable being who they are. And I had to accept who I was, without blame for whether or not I did or didn't eating a cupcake or two, whether or not I was juicing or drinking smoothies, was or wasn't working out. Wherever I'm at in my life, August, this is where you are, and just own it and accept it. And I got out there and it made a tremendous difference in my business. As long as I was hiding behind posts and very few pictures, I was having a very difficult time building my business. Once I started doing live videos, you know what people were talking to me about? People were talking to me about how they needed to hear that message that I put out there that day. People were talking to me about how they looked like they were happy, but they were going through a divorce and their spouse had been cheating on them. People were reaching out to me and thanking me for being willing to be very real, be open, and to be honest. And you, whoever you are that's listening to me, you chime into my podcast because we have kindred spirits. We know that even though we can make money doing what we're doing, we're very passionate about people. And I need you to understand that who you are and how you look is absolutely wonderful. You are beautiful. And there is a woman out there who is going to be moved because you decided to stand in your beauty. She's going to identify with you. She's going to look at you, and yes, she may see the flaws, but she's going to be like, wow. She has a lisp and I do too, and she's brave enough to still speak on that video. Oh my God, her nose is pointed. My nose is pointed too. Hey, she may be a big chick, but she's a big chick and she's wearing it well. She may have poofy, frizzy hair, but she rocks that frizz and she makes it her own. This is one of the reasons why my look is so extreme. I'm not like stepping out of character to make myself look a specific way for attention, but I've always been different. I mean, I just told you guys, I have a very exotic figure. I've always had different and exotic taste. I know that part of me stepping out and doing what I do in my business is modeling what I teach. It is that be authentic, be who you are. And being who you are means being whatever form or whatever version, physically, mentally, and spiritually, that you are right now. And you want to know the beautiful thing is the more that I stepped out there, that made me be more conscious about saying, hey, whether I lose weight or not, I need to make sure that I'm working out and taking care of my body because I am beasting my business and it's growing. I need to be more conscious about what I eat because I need my energy levels to be high. I began to step into the position and take ownership for who I am and where I am. Today's segment is really about making sure that you understand that your purpose is more important than perfection. I'll say that again. Your purpose is more important than perfection. And there is another sister out there who has a little less confidence than you, but when you step out there, you give her permission to be herself. Give yourself permission to be yourself. There are a group of people that need you in position so that they can get into position. I would love to hear your guys' feedback. I know that this is a sensitive topic. Please, you can go to the website, realwomendon'tbitchpodcast.com, and reach out to the contact me page, especially if you're a speaker that would like to come onto the podcast and interview for this topic. I would love to connect with you. And if you want me to go deeper with this, I would absolutely go deeper. You may not want to be a speaker, but maybe you have some questions or comments around the topic. You want to know how I broke through specific barriers or what have you. I'm very open to addressing those issues. The way you are and how you are right now, you should not be ashamed of it. Get out there and shine and give another woman permission to do the exact same thing. That's your nugget for today. I love you guys. Until tomorrow, deuces. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendon'tbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. Signing out. Deuces!
Inspire, empower, grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you.